أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونتوكل عليه ونصلي ونسلم على حبيبه ونجيبه وخيارته في خلقه حافظ سره ومبلغ رسالاته بشير رحمته ونذير نقمته سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الهداة المهديين المعصومين المكرمين سيما بقية الله في الأراضين واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى لقاء يوم الدين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. عباد الله أوصيكم وأوصي نفسي بتقوى الله وندم أمركم. I recommend all my brothers and sisters and myself, inshallah, to observe taqwa, virtue, inshallah, and we ask Allah to help us to be able to get closer to Him and organize our lives, inshallah, based on taqwa and His orders with the loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for this great opportunity. Another day, another Friday, alhamdulillah, we're together. Specifically that we are in the holy month of Ramadan. May Allah inshallah bless all of you for your presence today in this great place. And inshallah bless you and your families. Another salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. When you look at your lifestyle in this world nowadays, one of the biggest questions comes is that why people don't have enough peace in this life. Although we're more modern and progress by technology, but the biggest question is that the more we get from this world, the more we get away from peace sometimes. We have a lot of gadgets around us that we can use, that we thought before if we have more technology, we would have more peace. But we see that those people, they have more of this world, they have more access to this world. Sometimes they can't sleep at night. They have to take pills to be able to sleep at night. So if accessing to the whole world and having more of this world is going to bring the peace, the question is that why the peace is not there? Why one of the most demanded majors in this country and the whole world right now is those people are dealing with psychological issues, psychologists, and those people are trying to bring peace to people. I think this is a good question that we have to ask. And a lot of stressors, a lot of anxieties, a lot of, panic attacks people have in this world, where they're coming from, and what is the cure for that? When you look at Islam, the best religion that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He wants for human beings, we can ask Islam, are you only for the masjid? Are you only for Ramadan, that we just learn from you how to fast, how to say our salat? Or you are a lifestyle for us? What we believe Islam is a lifestyle that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He wants human beings to imply that and apply that specific lifestyle to their lives. So therefore we can go to Islam and say, Islam, what is your solution for that? What is your answer to this, that where can we find the peace? Because the whole reason of living in this dunya, and Allah wants us to live in peace, to be able to get closer to Him. If someone's mind is so full of chaos and issues and problems, that person cannot focus, cannot get closer and closer and closer to the goals that he has or she has. So therefore, when you think about this, and you have to ask Islam as the best religion, and Islam, what is the solution for that? And when you look, we claim that Islam has the solution for this, has the best answer to this, which sometimes the whole scientists and psychologists, they might have issue with this to figure out, to find, because the only way that they try to answer this question, how to find peace in this world, is to look at the dunyavi and the worldly frame of this lifestyle. And again, with this, if you look at those who are rich, if those that they have full access to the secular aspects of this world, you don't see that they necessarily have the peace that we're talking about. So then where can I get that peace? Where can I get away from? How can I get away from my stressors and anxieties and issues in life that cause a lot of problem for our families, individual life? But we heard that if someone get closer to Allah, has more peace in life. ألا بذكر الله تطمئن القلوب, right? The more you remember Allah, the more you're supposed to have peace. But some people might ask this question: I remember Allah, I come to Salat, I fast, but I don't have that peace the way that I'm supposed to have. Where is it and where can I get it? When you look at the Islam as the whole package, we see that Islam is not only one aspect or two aspects of our lives. Islam, again, I always say, it's like a puzzle that you have to have all pieces together in order to say it's completed. It's not only one aspect of salat, it's not only one aspect of fasting, it's the whole package that how you deal with other people, how you take care of your individual aspects of your life, and many other aspects that you have to take care of it. One of the most important answer that Islam is giving to this answer is that look at yourself and see, how do you see, what is your worldview about this dunya? How do you see this world? How much you're attached to this dunya? How much of this dunya you want to have? Because it looks like, according to our traditions, it's been narrated, the source of all problems and issues that human beings they have is what? Is the hubb of dunya. Hubb dunya ra'su kull khati'ah. The love of dunya is the origin. This is the answer that science they couldn't find. Hubb dunya, love of dunya, is the origin of all issues that you can find in this world. And I claim it and I challenge you to find it. Any issue in the history of the world happens. If anyone attacked other one, if any king killed other people, if someone stole something from other people, if someone betrayed someone else, anything that you find of issues and crimes and problems, definitely the main reason is dunya. They wanted to achieve more of this dunya. And they get involved with that, being so attached to this dunya. And then what happened? Dunya has this nature. The more you get closer to it, the more you have to go involved with it. And you cannot get to the ultimate aspects of this dunya. And the stressors and issues and anxieties would come to you. When Islam comes and said the origin of all problems is hubb dunya. Bear with me, it's a very important topic we're going to follow. And hubb dunya is the one that someone be so attached to this dunya. And we know the nature of human beings is greediness. The more you give to this human being, the more he wants and she wants. There's no ultimate, level and goal that they said, okay, I want this much and I'm done with that. No, I've seen some people, they don't have that much money. As soon as you give them a little bit, they want more and more. They go to the next level, it's not enough. I want more. Someone who doesn't have a car, a simple car, that's fine for me. He gets a simple car, now I want a better one. And he gets the better one, now I want the better one. The more you go, it goes further and further and further. So what is the answer, Islam? You tell me, what is the answer to this? What is the balance level that I can have from this dunya? Because apparently we are in this dunya. We are supposed to use this dunya. And how can I use it? What is that level that I can use? A beautiful tradition, Manqul narrated, says, طُوبَى لِمَنْ قَنِعَ بِالْكَفَافِ. Good for those people that are content. The topic of contentment, qina'a. Good for those people that they have access to this world, but they're satisfied with the level that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He bestowed them and He wants them to have. Good for those people that are content in this world. What that means? That means the portion, every single of us, we're sitting here, and the people in the world, they have a portion that's been designed for them to have from this dunya. Someone should have more, someone should less. Each of us, we have that designated level that we should have. Kafaf means I am satisfied with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He wants me to have. Kafaf means, according to that tradition, Manqul, from Imam Ali salatu wasalam, Manqul from him, he says, Ad-dunya daru mamar, wala daru maqar. Dunya, this world is a place, is a temporary place. You come and you have to leave it. It's not a permanent place. Wala daru maqar. You have never seen someone start building something in the middle of the highway. No, because that's darum mamar. You have to come and you have to pass it and go. Darum mamar, that means you're here temporary for a period of time to take advantage of what you're supposed to do and what you're supposed to, achieve, and then leave to go to a permanent place. I was reading this hadith one day and I was thinking about this, and at the same time I was, having a flight from my state to different states, and I had a layover somewhere. I was busy when I had a layover. I had to, go to the layover area. And then I was thinking about, what if I get so busy with this temporary place and I forget that I have to get to somewhere else? This is exactly what that means. You are here at that layover time to achieve whatever you want. If you're hungry, get a little bit. If you need to take something, you need to take it. And then you have to leave to get to that destination. Ad-dunya daru mamar. But if someone gets so busy, like if I was so busy with, oh my God, it's beautiful, the airport, gets so busy with beautiful shops and all those colorful areas around me, I might have forgot about what? My flight that I have to take. Some people get so busy with this dunya and take it so seriously that they forget that one day they have to leave and they have to go somewhere else. And matter of fact, they get so nervous if they can get what they need to have more and more and more from this dunya. Qina'ah that Islam is bringing to us as the main reason and the best solution is that you will be satisfied with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. It doesn't mean that you don't want more than that, because according to our supplications and dua and traditions, many times we have heard that Ahlul Bayt, they said, Allahumma zid fi fi rizqi. Ya Allah, add into my rizq, add to my sustenance. That's fine. Someone can have. Who is better than Muslim to have more of, the benefit and the ni'mah of this dunya? But there is one answer to this. How much I'm attached to this dunya. And the main question, if today they tell us that, you have to leave and you have to go to the next world, to the other world, akhirah. Am I ready to leave? Or I am having a lot of attachment that says, please give me more time. The reason I'm saying I ask this question a lot from people. If someone is sitting here and say, I am 100% sure if I sleep tonight, I'll wake up tomorrow. Raise your hand if someone is here. 100% I'm sure. If we're not 100% sure if we sleep tonight, we'll wake up tomorrow, because it all depends on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Then I should be ready. Every single moment, every single minute, I might have to, leave this dunya, although we believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us mercy and rahmah, inshallah, to live longer. But if I know that every single minute I might have to leave this dunya, that the question comes is that, am I ready for it or not? Or am I so attached to this dunya? And when you look at it, again, as someone who is involved with the, major of psychology, the major issue that people have from when they have psychological issue is this dunya. When you see it, somehow is involved with this dunya. Somehow they couldn't find the balance they need to have in order to make that balance for themselves. And this dunya would destroy them. So then the question comes again: how to make the balance that I can have from this dunya what I need, at the same time I don't get attached to this dunya as well. Al-qina'ah, contentment, that I'll be satisfied with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He wants me to have. That means the level that I am at. That means I'm not looking at anyone, the other people's, what they have. I'm not thinking that my brother, he came to this, country 10 years after me, why he is way richer and more successful than me, that I get nervous. So what's going on with me? I don't look at the other people's, life all the time. I don't see why that sister is driving that car and I'm not driving that car, because I am satisfied with what I have, although I'm working for more, although I have the plan to get more. But the whole point here is that make sure when it comes between dunya and akhirah, you always, peak akhirah, as what you did today. You could be at your work right now. You could say, you know what, I have to stay more and more at my work because I can't leave. But you decided between dunya and akhirah to be here for Salat Friday prayer, right? This is one aspect of it. But if someone, and a lot of people, yeah, I know that, but when it comes to Salat awwal waqt, on time prayer, this is what? No, I have customers in my shop. I have to take care of that, right? When it comes to dunya and akhirah, which one you pick? Which one is more important? If you pick when it comes for what? For akhirah, that means you have this dunya. You're working to have more of this dunya. You want the halal rizq and sustenance for your family and yourself. But when it comes to the dunya and akhirah, you're always the akhirah part. And you want your dunya to be alongside to help you to reach akhirah, inshallah. Therefore, this is an important strategy to have qina'ah, to have contentment, which unfortunately nowadays we don't have that much of it. And we have to practice this, inshallah, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us to be able to achieve it and have it more, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammadin wa ajil farajahum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. صلوات. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى آله الأطيبين الأطهرين المنتجبين، سيما علي أمير المؤمنين والصديقة الطاهرة سيدة نساء العالمين، والحسن والحسين سبتي الرحمة وإمامي الهدى، وعلي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي والخلف القائم الحجة صلوات الله وسلامه عليهم أجمعين. وجدك على عبادك وأمنائك في بلادك، وصل على أئمة المسلمين وهماة المستضعفين، واستغفر الله لي ولكم. عباد الله أوصيكم وأوصي نفسي بتقوى الله ونظم أمركم. I recommend all my brothers and sisters and myself, inshallah, to observe taqwa. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bless our lives, be able to organize our lives, and have the lifestyle that He is satisfied with that, inshallah, for ourselves and our family, with the loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. When you look at the history of the world, you see that there are a lot of chaos, issues, crises, problems that these creatures, human beings, they caused. Although they have a lot of recommendations, although they had 124,000 prophets came, tried to recommend them, tried to guide them and show them the path, the right path, but sometimes they cannot achieve and reach the level that they're supposed to reach. Some people think that when we have recommendations from Islam, when we have recommendations from Rasulullah Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, it is a recommendation that I can take it or I can leave it. They have a lot of issues in their individual life, in their life according to their interactions with other people. And they might just focus on one aspect of their religion, one aspect of their Islam, and forget the rest. Therefore, when it comes to Ramadan, when it comes to this holy time and opportunities that we have, this is a very, very important, intense, amazing time that we have to use to be able to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Many people, they might work on themselves in Ramadan to get more of this month, and they achieved some levels, but after Ramadan, gradually they start losing that feelings and that achievement that they have. What happens here? Why in month of Ramadan? Because we're so attached to Quran, we're so attached to the holy places, we're so attached to Salat and everything. We get more of this spiritual aspect. And after Ramadan, we might gradually lose it and feel that we're just losing it again. When you look at it, you see that it's all about practicing what you believe in it. It's all about staying with what you practice and what you believed in it. When we talk about dunya, is one of the most important factors that can deceive someone in this path. According to our traditions and on ayat of Quran, we have a lot of emphasis on this, that take it seriously. Take it seriously. It comes to you sometimes the way that you don't realize it, but it can deceive you. Just be cognizant about the power of dunya that can take someone away from the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or change the quality of the ibadah for that person. The solution, we said that Islam says al-qina'ah, is that you be content with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you. There should be some physical benefit for this qina'ah. There should be some benefits in this dunya as well. What are the benefits of qina'ah that is important for us? According to our traditions, let me review a few of these benefits to see how important it is to practice this qina'ah for us. Number one, al-qina'atu izzun. Qina'ah is an honor. If you are looking for prestige, for honor in this dunya, al-qina'atu izzun, is that you have more of this qina'ah. You don't bend in front of others. You don't beg others for a little bit of this dunya that you want. You have this dignity that I don't need it. Very interesting tradition, manqul, that Prophet Khizr ala nabina wa alayhi salatu wasalam says, ما أحسن تواضع الأغنياء للفقراء قربة إلى الله. How amazing is that those people that they have more access to this dunya, richer people, they have tawadu and be humble in front of those they don't have that much of this dunya. And someone else said, وَأَحْسَنُ مِنْ ذَلِكَ تِيحُ الْفُقَرَاءَ عَلَى الْأَغْنِيَاءِ ثِقَةً بِاللَّهِ. More important than that is that those people that don't have that much access, they're not that as rich as others, they take and save and observe their dignity in front of richer people because they trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not as soon as I come to the masjid, for example, some people look around to see who is richer to be sitting next to that person, just because of the social status of that person. No, it says, have that dignity because qina'ah can bring that izzah for you. The second is that one of the issues that human beings they have is hirs and greediness. The solution to this hirs, that the more you give to someone, the more they want, is qina'ah as well. When qina'ah comes, it's a very interesting story, let me tell you. At the time of Harun al-Rashid, he said, it's almost 100-something years after the time of Rasulullah. He said, I want to see one of the companion of Rasulullah, that he was alive at that time and he heard the hadith from Rasulullah. They said, it's been a long time after the time of Rasulullah. How can we find it? He says, go to the society, see if you can find someone. Finally, they found someone who was very, very old. He couldn't walk. He was in a basket. They were actually carrying him in the basket. They asked him, have you heard a hadith from Rasulullah? He says, yes, I heard a hadith from Rasulullah. They brought him to the palace of the Caliph Harun and they said, he asked him, have you heard any hadith from Rasulullah? He says, I was very little. One time only my father took me to Masjid al-Nabi and I heard one hadith from Rasulullah. Harun says, what is that hadith? He says, I heard that he says, يَشِيبُ ابْنُ آدَمْ وَتَشُبُّ مَاهُ خَصْلَتَانِ الْحِرْص وَطُولُ الْعَمَلِ. I heard that he says, while human beings, they get older, two characteristics gets younger in them. One, al-hirs, greediness. Second, طول العمل, daydreaming. They get older, but they want, I want to do this and I want to do that. They're not cognizant that they might have to leave this dunya. Harun says, thank you so much. He gave him a little bit of money. And again, in the basket, they were carrying him to take him out. When they took him out, he says, put me down. I want to go back talk to the Caliph. It's over. The time is over. No, I have to go talk to him. They took him back to Caliph and he says, what do you want? He says, I wanted to know this money you gave me. Is it for every single month or it's just one time? Harun said, Sadaqa Rasulullah. Rasulullah said very nicely, I don't even expect you be alive to get home. How do you ask? If you stay alive, I'll give you money every single month. And once they were taking him home, he passed away and they took the money back. The hirs, when it comes, right? Of course, we're talking about those people who are not having enough iman to be able to take care of that. But when the hirs comes, it just all comes with the stress. It comes with anxiety. Because I want to get more of this dunya, and if I can't get it, and I look around other people that they have, what costs for me? Stress and anxiety and issue. Then when I want to, say my salat, when I want to say my tashahhud, salat and ghunut, what comes is that I am so upset all the time. Why I'm not having that much of dunya that I'm supposed to have. So the stresses comes, the anxiety comes, and it would definitely affect my ibadah as well. The hadith narrator says, لَن تُوجَدُ الْقَنَاعَ حَتَّى يَفْقُدَ الْحِرْصِ. If you want to have contentment, you have to get rid of your greediness. You have to know that much that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And while I'm talking, I want you to look at your life right now. How much contentment you have in your life with what you have now, and how much you have to practice it. It can be a project for this month of Ramadan, for us to have more this. Man qana'a, another one. Man qana'a lam yaqtam, tradition. The one who has qina and contentment doesn't get upset. Doesn't get upset. Someone says, I was in one of the holy places, and I saw that the sisters came to me and says, I would like you to pray for me. And she was desperate. I need you to pray for me. I said, okay, but it looks like very important things. Tell me, what's going on, if I can help you. He says, no, just pray for me a lot, because my sister-in-law, they bought a Mercedes, and we don't have that Mercedes. And it's killing me that I don't have the same car. Please pray for me that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give me that Mercedes. He said, I look at her and says, you're in that holy place. Any dua can be accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why you're so greedy about something? It can affect the quality of thinking. It can affect the quality of servitude towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Man qana'a lam yaqtam. Man qana'a hasuna ibadatuh. The one who has contentment, it can add into the quality of their ibadah as well. Man qana'a biqismi Allah istaqna. The one who has contentment will be needless, doesn't need other people. Someone wanted to, he was poor at the time of Rasulullah. Inshallah, finish quickly with this. He was poor at the time of Rasulullah. His wife told him that, go to the Masjid al-Nabi and ask Rasulullah to give you some money. He went to the masjid, and before he said anything, he heard that Rasulullah is talking to a group of people, and he says, Man sa'alna a'taynah wa man istaqna aqnahullah. The one who asks us, for sure we give him, but the one who asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and try to be needless in front of others, Allah would definitely make him the way that he won't need other people. He came back home and he says, he told his wife, I think Rasulullah was talking to me. He said, you have to go start working and do something. His wife says, no, go back again. Maybe he went back to the masjid. He heard the same thing Rasulullah was talking to other people, and says, make sure you ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and act upon it. Act upon it. He said, he came back home again and says, no, I'm taking this serious. He went and he bought whatever tools he needed for his job. He started his business. He became successful. And then he realized the meaning of this hadith, that in one of the main traditions, one of the main recommendations of Rasulullah was that do not ask others for anything. Do not ask others for anything. In parentheses, disclaimer, sometimes it's emergency, sometimes we need, sometimes it's important situation. Who is better than mu'min, brother and sisters, to ask for? We're talking about if it's not that important, if we don't need, just for the sake of to expand this dunya, don't do that. Someone came to Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wasalam, it's been narrated, it says, I can't work, my hand is not, he probably had some disability in his hand. I need you to help me. Imam told him that, i'mal wahmal ala ra'sik. Go work. If you can't hold it, put it on your head, just go work. Do your best. But Allah give you the blessings, and He will help you to have the blessings and rahmat of Himself, but you have to work as well. So many of these traditions comes, and let me finish with this. The dunya is the way that, as I mentioned, the more you want from it, the nafs and the ego gets more greedy and wants more from this. The only reason, the only way that you can control it is to work on that nafs and put a limit for it. And that limitation is that you work and you tell yourself and bring that strategy to your family that what we have, we'll be happy with that. What we have, alhamdulillah. Some people, they need a lot, but when you ask them, how's the situation? Alhamdulillah, everything is great. This word. Some people, although they have everything, but they're negative. As soon as you ask them, how's everything? Oh my God, my life, business is not that good. He has $1 million, in his account, but they always complain. This greediness comes to him. And of course, again, the stresses and anxiety comes to that person as well. However, if on the other side, we practice this, and we bring that to ourselves that, no, inshallah, we're happy with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala He gave us. We're working for more, again. We're not going to say someone be lazy, stay at home, and not work, and just say because I'm content with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No. We're working, we're doing our best, we want more, but we're not attached to this dunya. That's the fact, inshallah, we have to pay attention. Imagine in a factory, Imagine, this dunya is like this. Some people, they want to have this dunya, more and more of this dunya. As soon as they have it, they have to leave. They have to leave, go to the other world, and whatever they achieve, they have to left for their children. وَلَا تَكُنْ خَاذِنًا لِغَيْرِكَ. They said, don't be the storekeeper for other people. God knows. Someone came to me and says, a sister says, Sayyid, my father passed away, and he had some salat qadha that, my family should take care of that. He left a lot of money for my brothers. Now they're saying, it's not our business. We're not going to do any infaq, anything for our father. It was his, but it's all his money he left for you. It's not our business. So that's why, inshallah, we have to be aware of this. We have to work on that, inshallah, and to be able to get more of this dunya and not be attached into it, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammadin wa ajjal farajum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma اغض حوائج المؤمنين والمؤمنات. اللهم سلم مسافرينا. اللهم اشف مرضانا. اللهم اغفر موتانا. اللهم اجعل لساني بذكرك اللهجة وبحبك متيما. اللهم اجعل محياي محيا محمد وآل محمد ومماتي ممات محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. العصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. صلوات.